Okay, because trying to explain this over your phone won't work the same way as actually showing you. I've got my computer set in student preview mode, so this is how students see the course. And just kind of walk through the access points because I'm not exactly certain where the confusion rests. First things first is this is the assignment page. If you scroll down, it talks about weeks 1 and 2. And keeps going down a little further on. Right here where it says writing assignments for the first lessons, this includes the lessons that would be orientation, ethics, laws, and copyrights, writing technical documents. Those aren't necessarily discussion boards. What those are three different areas that you will be writing responses to. In some cases, discussion boards. In some cases, it may be a case of posting an assignment. It really just kind of depends on what you're doing at the moment. Everything that you need to do is made available the week that you're supposed to do it, and it remains available until the course is finished or we're done with those assignments, moving on to something new. Now, the syllabus is here. This was released way back when the course started, and if you'll go down to the bottom, you'll see a list of tentative dates for all the assignments. So week 1 ran from the 14th through the 20th, and the only lessons that had to be looked at were the orientation, using sources, taking notes, and avoiding plagiarism. Purposely, these are all I released. Week 2, the 21st through the 27th, was writing technical documents, ethics, laws, and copyrights, document style, formatting, and revision. These are all that you had to do for this current week. And as you can see, they continue on. These first 2 weeks really are just kind of setting up the course. That's the reason there's not a whole bunch of typing in Microsoft Word and submitting a whole bunch of specific documents. There are a couple, but not a whole bunch. When we get down to weeks 3 through 16, these 3 assignments right here are the meat and potatoes of the course, if you will. There's a lot that goes into them. And the lessons, whether it's lesson 1 or it's lesson the very last lesson, they all function the same way. If we go back up to the top and click on lessons, the lessons that you guys can see are the ones I've released to you. They're the ones that are available, and it has the date ranges for them. So the first week, you needed to go into lessons orientation, click on this, and then go through these documents, kind of learning how to operate the course, etiquette for posting to online forums, and then there was the introduction thread. This is where you got access to that database. It's where discussion board. This is where the discussion board point was supposed to only be. You probably saw discussion thread access point up here at that point in time, and that's because unintentionally, whenever the course was created, I copy one course to the next, and it takes all the links that are in that original course, and it puts them on here. Somehow the discussion board button that's over here that I use so I can do navigation to be able to review the discussions that students have posted in the boards, somehow that button had appeared but had come unselected, and y'all could see it when you technically shouldn't have. The only time you're supposed to see a discussion thread is when it's time to make the thread post. Note, there's no date here. That's because at any point during the week of this assignment, I'm going to go back a page, anytime from the 14th to the 20th, you can post to that discussion board, and you're fine. Now, ideally, I ask students to log in at least 3 times per week just for attendance, but any point in that time, you could have posted to that board. If you go down here to this one, and this one was really just notes. How to do title pages for APA formatting, how to do a reference list. Again, this is kind of like going to the first week of class, first 2 or 3 meetings, where you're just kind of learning how the course works. It's not so much brand new material, it's not forging through in the new creation of things, it's just setting the stage to be able to do that stuff. Note, no discussion board posting and all in that. There's no assignment. It's read the notes. So that was all you did week 1. That's the reason it ended on the 20th. These 3 lessons came available this past week. I'm going to go into them. This lesson, note, ethics, laws, and copyrights, and admissions a discussion assignment. If you see this icon, this is your discussion board. Or to click on this, it takes me into the discussion board. I don't give you all the button for the discussion board because I just want you to do the discussions when you're ready. I had some people that got access to that button that were posting things without having read the notes about ethics, laws, and copyrights. You need this read to be able to effectively post to this, what I'm after. By keeping the release in the unit, we stay in a structure where this can happen, and then this can happen. Going back to lessons, here's the next one. As you can see, this one, notes, notes, and then a little bit more about how to use APA formatting, and then you go here to the resources and it explains it. This even says review notes on style. This one doesn't have a discussion. It's not. We do the work for this one and the next one. Writing technical documents. Now we take the document style, formatting, revisions, some of these other notes and all about how to put the thing together, and we're going to go and start doing a technical document. This is another case where people got a little ahead of themselves, because this one talks about how to write technical documents. These are notes that replace the textbook, what it covered. Here's a chapter in the textbook you could read to get the similar amount of information. And then this isn't a discussion board. This is actually an assignment form. You'll click on this, and this is how you make the submission. You go in here, and you'll have used Microsoft Word. You'll have typed the response to the assignment that I've given you. You will then save that file. Click Browse my computer. You'll find the file on the computer, and then you'll click on it. It'll attach it. You tell it to agree, and then you can't make a comment, it's not necessary, and then you just hit submit. And then submitted that requirement. It then releases itself to me so that I can access it from my side of the portal and give you a grade on it. And that's all the lessons you'll have. So as you can see, as far as accessing discussion boards or threads or assignments or pieces like that, everything you need for any lesson will be accessed by going to the lesson link, clicking on it, it takes you into it, and then that page guides you through what I want you to do. If it's a case where it's got something I want you to create, there'll be a creation opportunity and a link in there. Sometimes it will be a discussion, like it was in most of the first ones, whenever there was a task to do, or sometimes it's create a Word document and attach it like it was in the last one. In fact, with the next several that are coming up, it's create a Word document, attach it. Record a video, attach it. It's all about just doing work. But the discussions, they kind of allow us to get a chance to just feel that y'all are thinking about the ideas, working through it, and things of that nature. So hopefully this explains how this functions. You are not missing a button over here. You're not missing access by not having the button over here. What you have is you have it much more controlled, not to prevent y'all from being able to work, but to ensure that you're working when it's time to work and when it's going to be easiest to complete the tasks that are at hand. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact me and I will do my best to explain them, but this way, rather than trying to talk it over the phone where I can't see what you're seeing and you can't see what I'm seeing, this will give you a visual opportunity to see how everything goes. So I will upload this to YouTube, send you the response email, and we will get this going to you.